What poppin' people? Welcome in. This is BearNation.com. Welcome back to another video, guys. And today is the plain and simple video for today. We're going to be ranking NFL teams' offenses for this upcoming season. Like I said, guys, if you guys already, make sure to hit the like and that subscribe button. Make sure to check us out on Discord and Twitch. Really do appreciate if you guys would join that and follow me on there. Make sure you guys as well go check us out for our merch shop. Got some Epic merch right here behind me in that closet right there. We got some Epic merch out there, so if you guys haven't tried that out, make sure to please do so. And if you guys as well, please sign up for our 2v2 Rocket League tournament. We're going to be explaining about that and what that is here in just a few moments. Like I said, I appreciate everybody's support. Make sure to hit the like and that subscribe button. But without further ado, let's go ahead and rank these offenses for this upcoming season. You guys haven't checked out our shop yet, make sure to please do so. The link will be in my description. Also, you guys can check it out on our Discord. If you guys haven't joined that yet, make sure to please do so as well. And make sure you guys hit this redeem code up here on your final purchase or whatever deal that we're on. Right now, we're on 25% off the shop. That will change eventually, so make sure you guys go check that out. Get every 25% off all the store or whatever code that we're on, or whatever redemption that we're on there, and you guys can get some awesome stuff. We have shirts, we have t-shirts, we have aprons, we have long sleeve shirts, we have coffee mugs, we have pants, we have matching outfits, all that fun stuff. And you guys can get it in 3 different logos here. We have the Money Lord Tradition logo, we have the Money Lord Nation logo, and we have the Money Lord Sign logo all by itself. And we have everything available for you guys in all different platforms, all that stuff. Like I said, if you guys already hit my link in the description, check out our store. I really do appreciate y'all, and without further ado, let's go ahead and get things going here. One more thing for you guys, if you guys are interested in joining in our Rocket League tournaments for a championship series, make sure you guys please do so. This is going to be a lot of fun. So basically what this is we're going to have a full season of Rocket League tournaments, and we're going to do 5 tournaments a season here. As you guys see here, we have a fall showdown, Halloween clash, winter showdown, spring showdown, and our summer showdown. We're going to have 5 tournaments, which is the summer showdown will be the big tournament. We'll have 5 tournaments a season where you guys should be able to compete. We'll have a tournament champions for every single tournament. We'll have a season leaderboard of players that are in the tournament and participating, and then we'll have a season champion at the end of each season. We're going to be doing this every single year, so make sure you guys stay tuned for that. And depending on what tournament we're on or whatever segment that we're on this, really do if you guys hit my link in the description, you guys can start signing up for the tournament. Like I said, everything is free entry. Make sure you guys please sign up. Really do appreciate it, and it's gonna be a lot of fun. Hope to see you guys there. Alrighty, folks, back here with the list. Hold up. There we go. I was still trying to get everything settled from last video. Alright, guys, so like I said, we're back here at the list, and today's list is just pretty simple for today. Elite, good, above average, not ideal, and terrible. Well, I should change that to terrible. I'm just gonna leave it as that. But without further ado, guys, let's go ahead and get started thing with the Buffalo Bills. Yeah, I think their offense is elite. It's one of the best offenses in the NFL. As long as you have Josh Allen, you should be okay. But not even that, you have the league rusher in yards last year in James Cook, and I thought he was phenomenal. I don't think they have the best receiver core forever, but they still have DJ Moore. Now they got him from Chicago. I think that's a good pick for him because now Buffalo finally has their wide receiver 1. This team's always just been a good offense. As long as Josh Allen's in there, they always had a good offense. Now we got the Dolphins. I mean, I'm not going to put it at terrible. I'm not going to put them at the bottom of the barrel, but I am going to put them at not ideal because the thing for the Dolphins is all they have is Stephon Diggs. I mean, are you really banking on anyone else if you're the Dolphins? Are you banking on like guys like PJ Washington? Are you really banking on anybody else in that team? I don't think so, other than Stephon Diggs. I'll give him that. He's incredible, but besides that, I don't think that offense is that good. Now we got the Patriots. I think the Patriots offense is pretty good. I don't think it's as good as the Bills, but I still think they have a really good offense still. Like I said, it's Drake May. They have a runner-up for MVP last year. Still have their good, awesome 1-2 punch at running back. They got A.J. Brown now from the Eagles, which I think that was a big trade. They already got Romeo Dobbs. He's down there now with
with Boozer, I like this team. I really do like the Patriots offense. I think it's gonna be clicking. I think they're retaining all their pieces that they had last year, and I still think they're gonna be an organized, good ran offense. Now we got the Jets. I mean, if Geno Smith, Geno Smith's starting quarterback, and the Jets do actually have some guys though. They have Garrett Wilson, and I like Garrett Wilson. I always been a fan of him, so I like him, and I like Breece Hall. But besides that, it's kind of like the same situation as the Dolphins. Like if you're not banking on those two people, I don't think it's gonna be the greatest out there. Actually, I'm gonna move the Dolphins down here to terrible. I just think that they only actually, I'm gonna put the Jets down here at terrible too, because like I said, despite those two people, they don't really have an offense. They don't have a quarterback. They don't really have they don't have like one good receiver, one good running back. But besides that, they don't really have a good offense. Now we got the Ravens. I mean, when this Ravens team is fully healthy, yes, they do have a pretty good offense. I'm not gonna call it elite because it's not the greatest thing in the world. They still are pretty slack on just a little of some pieces there, but they have Derrick Henry, they still have Lamar Jackson, they still have Zay Flowers, but behind Zay Flowers, they don't really have the best wide receiver core. Now I know they have the guys like Bateman in them, but I'm not really kind of banking on them a little bit. Mark Andrews kind of regressing a little bit, maybe he doesn't, but like I said, I don't think this team has the greatest offense in the world, but I still think the offense is really good. As long as you have Lamar Jackson, Derrick Henry, I think you always have a good offense. Now we have Cincinnati, elite, especially if everybody's healthy. They have one of the most dangerous offenses in the NFL. I mean, Joe Burrow's probably a top 5 quarterback at the very least. Jamar Chase is obviously the best receiver in football right now. D. Higgins is still incredible. Chase Brown was awesome last year. Love the way how he was last year. Like I said, still with this team being the same core, it basically was been since 2021. Just a fantastic offense, and we'll get to the defense side of the ball when we get there. Now we got the Browns. The Browns offense ain't good. Actually, I'm gonna move the Dolphins back up here. I'm gonna put the Browns right here because I did have the Dolphins up here originally, so I ain't gonna cheat. But the Browns offense sucks. We don't know who their starting quarterback is, and we don't know who the number one wide receiver is. We don't even know who the running back one is. So yeah, the Browns, they pretty much suck on offense. They're not an offensive team. Now we got the Steelers. I mean, I think they're going to be somewhat interesting this year. I mean, they still have Aaron Rodgers, which he's progressing, but he's still doing what he could. Michael Pittman, they have him now from the Colts. I think that's a big trade. They got some guys, man, but I don't think it's gonna be the greatest offense in the world. I'll put it at not ideal, because at the end of the day, this team kind of relies on their defense more to win games than offensive side of the ball. So we'll put them at not ideal for now. Now we got the Texans. Like they're kind of like in the same situation as Pittsburgh, but I do think the Texans have a little bit more talent than Pittsburgh does, because they have Nico Collins, you have Tank Dell, you have David Montgomery now, which I do think he's going to be the lead back this year. Very excited to see how he plays with the Texans. If CJ, like I said, this really depends on CJ Stroud. If he plays well, then this offense is going to be clicking. But if not, then they're going to suck like they did last year. I'll put them at average, because like I said, they have the pieces to be really good. It's just depending on the quarterback situation there. Now we got the Colts. Like I said, if you want to go back to last year, oh my God, this Colts team was elite. They probably have one of the best offenses in football for the first 8 weeks of the season. But now I don't know, because Daniel Jones is not going to be healthy to start the year. Also, you have some injury concerns about everywhere. Jonathan Taylor is still a dog, still probably a top 5 running back in football. But besides that, I don't think they really have enough. So I'm going to put them at not ideal for this season. But we talked about last season, they would be elite. Now we have Jacksonville. I think they have a decent offense. I don't think they have the worst offense out there. I still think they have some guys that's very talented. I mean, Trevor Lawrence, like I said in the last video, if he gets rid of his inconsistencies, I still think he will be fine. And I think Jaguars still have some talent. Like I said, they still have B.J. Washington. They still have Travis Hunter. They still have Bijan Robinson Jr. They still have a pretty solid wide receiver core, and the running back core is not that bad. It's just depending on Trevor Lawrence. Like I said, they're basically in the same situation as the Texans. Now we got Tennessee. I mean, they don't have the greatest offense in the world, but I'm not going to call it terrible, because I do think they have some guys. I think Cam Ward is starting to really feel himself a little bit. Like I said, I like the way he played in last year. Calvin Ridley, I think he's been decent. I just think the Titans have decent players all across the board that's all young. So once that team really gets developed, then I think they're going to be a really good offensive team moving forward. But I'm going to put them in not ideal for right now, because everybody's so young. Now we got Denver. One thing that now, don't get me wrong, this Denver team is really good, it's elite. But one thing I know is the offense is not the greatest in Denver. It's not the greatest. I mean, they definitely have some guys now. I mean, they have Evan Ingram now. They got them from Jacksonville 2 years ago. They got Jaden Waddle this offseason, which I think that was a huge trade. Or a huge pickup for them, and it basically kept their guys from last year. I mean, not really too much. I mean, RJ is still down there. Bo Nix is still down there. So yeah, I think this Broncos offense is gonna be better than what it was last year. I think they have a pretty good offensive team. Now we got the Chiefs. The Chiefs offense has kind of been progressing over the course of the last couple of years. Ever since they got eliminated in the Super Bowl against the Eagles, their offense has really not been the best. Even with Patrick Mahomes playing like an MVP candidate player, I just don't think the Chiefs offense has really been that impressive because if you look at the stats, I mean, they've been only averaging like 19 points a game, which is about half in the league. But at the same time, like, I'm not going to overestimate the Chiefs because I know what they can do on offense. And I know what him and Patrick Mahomes and Travis Kelce can do. But they have guys like Kenneth Walker also as well, Rashee Rice. So, and I mean, it's an average offense. It's not the greatest offense in the world, but it's definitely good enough for at least average. Now we got the Raiders. The Raiders offense used to stink last year, but I do think they have enough talent. Like I said, I think this team's going to be heavily relied on offense. But they have Austin Gentry. They still have Jacoby Myers. He's still down there. I mean, he still have Brock Bowers, one of the better tight ends in football. I think it's an average. I think it's a very average offense. I think it's going to be better than what it was the last couple years down there in Vegas, and I think their offense is going to do better than what it was last year. Now we got the Chargers. I mean, they always have an average offense. I mean, they're either running the ball half of the time or they're passing the ball. Like, majority of the time they run the football, so Justin Herbert doesn't even get to throw the ball that much. But it just kind of feels like everybody on that team is average. Like, everybody on that offense is average. Like McConkey, Justin Herbert, it just kind of feels like everywhere around the Chargers, like, they don't really have like a number one wide receiver guy. They don't really have like a running back. I mean, maybe a Murray Hampton, maybe he could be a number one running back, but it just kind of feels like it's just a team that's just everybody is just average on offense, which is I don't think I've ever seen that kind of a team before. But if it is, it's the Chargers. Now we got Dallas. I mean, elite. I mean, like I said, basically on the same story as Cincinnati. They have one of the greatest offenses in the NFL. I mean, Dak Prescott is a flamethrower himself, and he's basically throwing to George Pickens and CeeDee Lamb. Love the way how Williams, like the way how he ran the ball last year. I think Jake Ferguson is still a reliable tight end. I think this offense is still going to be moving and grooving next year. Now we got the Giants. I mean, the Giants actually don't have that bad of an offense, but like I said, it's just depending on who's healthy and who's not. And let's just go by everyone is healthy. That's basically what this list is. We're going by just by everybody is healthy. Malik Neighbors, Cam Scatterboo, Jackson Dart, Theo Johnson. I actually do like that offense. I think it's decent. I don't think it's the greatest thing in the world. Everybody's young, but I still think the Giants are still going to be a good enough team to say, I don't think they're going to be by far the worst team in the world. Now we got the Eagles. I mean, their offense did kind of suck last year. I mean, because I don't know why, but it was just absolutely terrible last year. And they basically have the same roster, which I do think last year, from an offensive perspective, was a downside to Philadelphia last year. Like I said, I don't think this team is going to be as bad in any means. I don't think that team is going to be as bad as on offense again. I still think they're a really good unit on offense. I think they just need to go out there and prove it. Like I said, I just think last year was an outlier year for them. Now we have Washington. Actually, I'm not going to lie. I think Washington's actually a pretty decent football team on the offensive side of the ball. I'm not going to lie. Listen, I'm not going to progress what Jaden Daniels did, especially his first season of his career. I thought he was phenomenal last year. No wonder why he won Rookie of the Year. And I think he did, right? He won Rookie of the Year, right? I think he did 2 seasons ago. I like him. I think Stephon Diggs is going to be a massive part of that team this year. I think that now Zach Ertz, I don't know if he's healthy or not going into this year, but he's a reliable piece that they have. They have decent receivers. I don't think Washington's that bad on offense. Now we got the Bears. I mean, the Bears' offense is kind of questionable. I mean, it's still really good because they have like a lot of good pieces. I mean, love Kelly Williams, love Rooms Aduze, love DJ Moore when he was there, but he's not there anymore. I mean, but I just Colston Loveland. I'm starting to become a big fan of him and what he can do, especially at that tight end position. I think the Bears are still a really good offensive unit, and I still think this team is going to be really good on offense again this year. Now we got the Lions. I think everybody knows the Lions. The Lions have one of the best offenses in football. They probably have one of the greatest offenses in football. I mean, we already know what kind of expect for the Lions. They go out there, they drop at least 50 points like 3 times a season, and that's just who the Lions are. I mean, they just like to rack up points on you, especially when you have the offense of Jahmyr Gibbs, Jared Goff. I thought he was a flamethrower last year. I thought he played pretty good. St. Brown, J-Mo, like that off, Sam Laporta. I think that offense is too elite. Now we got Green Bay. I don't think it's going to be ideal this year. I'm not really motivated to really see this Green Bay offense this year. I'm not going to call it terrible because they still have like Josh Jacobs, and I'm not gonna take any discredit from him. But it kind of feels like with the Packers and what they did this offseason, if they don't have Love and Jacobs going, I don't think this team is really going to have too much going for themselves. Therefore, I just don't think this is going to be a really good ideal offense. Vikings, average. I think the Vikings are a pretty average football. Now they do got some weapons. Like I said, it's just depending on how Kyler Murray plays to start them off. But really love this offense on paper. I mean, they have probably a top 5 wide receiver in the game, and Justin Jefferson, Jordan Addison. He's always very impactful. T.J. Hockenson, I mean, he's going down a little bit, but he can still be very impactful at times. Jordan Mason, Aaron Jones, love them too back on the offense. It's just average. It's just average right now. Like I said, it just depends on what the quarterback plays like. Okay, fine. I'll put the Dolphins down here because I know I'm going to get slammed in the comments, but because the Dolphins actually offense is really bad, I'm just giving it a doubt of Stephon Diggs, okay? But I'll be nice. They are terrible, though. Anyway, moving on with Atlanta. Like I said, Atlanta got some pieces. I mean, like I said, I don't know who's going to be starting good quarterback, or Tua or Michael Penix. I do think it's going to be Michael Penix, but I'm not sure. Bijan Robinson actually one of the better, if not the best, running back in football. So I can't say they're not completely terrible, but I'm going to put them in not ideal. I mean, but actually, not. I can't do that. I'm going to put them at average because they do have like Bijan Robinson. They still have Drake London. They have guys that I like, though. That's the problem with Atlanta. Like I said, I don't know why they're as bad as they were in years. Because they actually do have a decent offense to go off of. I think I just Kyle Pitts even. Like I said, I think Kyle Pitts is even an underrated tight end. I just don't understand why this offense is that bad. Now we got the Panthers. I think just like Atlanta. I just think that but here's the thing: the Panthers offense just showed up. It just showed up last year. It played better as the season progressed, and I think the Falcons did not. I think the Panthers have a decent offense, man. Bryce Young, I thought he looked fantastic in the last year. Declan Millen, I thought he was outstanding last year. Coker, loved the way how he performed last year. Jubba Hubbard, when he was on that offense last year, loved the way how he did. Rico Dowdle was pretty decent last year. I think the Panthers racked up some points last year. I think they have a decent offense. Now we have the Saints, same deal. Like I said, I think they're going to be a pretty decent offensive team this year. I think Travis Etienne, like I've been talking about ever since he got traded to New Orleans, I think he's going to be a big piece. Tyler Shuck was pretty good last year at the end of the season. Love the way how the receivers, Chris Olave, played really well at the end of last year. I think the Saints offense as a whole played really well last year, and I think they're going to play really well again this year. Now we got the Bucks. The Bucks potential is a pretty good offensive team. To their potential, though, I think they're by far the best offense in the division. Like I said, they still have some guys I like. Baker Mayfield, I think he's still a baller, even though I think he kind of slowed down last year. I still think he's an absolute baller. You got him. You got Emeka Egbuka. Love the way how he's going to perform last year. Bucky Irving, got White. Love those two at the running back core back there. You still have some decent wide receivers. To Cade Otton, I was a big fan of him at the end of last year, especially at the beginning of the year. I thought his impact was special. I still think the Bucks, even without missing Mike Evans this year, is still going to be a pretty good offensive team. Now we got the Cardinals. They kind of, they don't have the worst offensive talent in the world, but at the end of the day, they're just going to suck on offense because they just don't really have anybody. But I will say this: Jacoby Brissett is not a bad option to start at quarterback. He's not the worst option out there. I've seen some worse options. He's definitely not the worst. And I will say this: I think the Cardinals actually do have some sneaky offensive weapons. I still think it's gonna be terrible because I think they're gonna get beat down a lot this year. But they still have Jeremiah Love, and they got the rookie. I mean, they still have Marvin Harrison Jr. So, and what was that one other wide receiver that was pretty good last year in the season? I don't know. I have to check, but I thought he was fantastic last year. I hope you guys know what I'm talking about. I think he's going to be the number one wide receiver in Arizona over Marvin Harrison Jr. I can't think of his name right now, but I'll check it out here in a minute. But overall, I just think the Cardinals are going to get stomped on. Therefore, I don't think they're going to be a good offensive team. Oh, by the way, it was Michael Wilson that I'm talking about. He's a stud. Moving on, we got the Rams. I mean, the Rams have probably the best offense in football right now, to be completely honest with you. I mean, it was one of the better offensive teams in football last year. I mean, knowing how to name down the list. I mean, the Rams have so many pieces on offense. It's just absolutely ridiculous. I mean, not only that, I mean, you know the guys that they got, but they have like 3 tied in 2 guys that is also very impactful because you can just place them anywhere on the football field and they can be effective. You have Devontae Adams, you have Puka Nacua, you have Kyren Williams, you have Blake Corum, you have the MVP Matt Stafford. Like the list can just keep going here for the Rams. Now we got the Niners. Overall, I do think they are a pretty good football team. I don't think they're elite on offense, but I still think they could be a pretty good stagnant offense. I mean, Mike Evans is down there with Deebo Samuel. CMC is still down there. Brock Purdy is still down there. George Kittle, I think he's still probably a top 3 tight end in football. I just think the Niners really got some good pieces on offense that they can go to. They're kind of like the Rams, but not as talented as the Rams though. And anything else here, we have Seattle. I still think Seattle's going to be a good offensive team. Like I said, they lost Kenneth Walker, and I think that's going to be a big issue there. But besides him, they basically have everybody back on offense, and they're in elite last year. And the only reason I'm going to bump them down one spot is because I think Kenneth Walker was a big piece of that. I think no matter who they come in, who they bring in, a number 1 running back, number Shaq Charbonnet, I still think they're going to be a really good offensive team. I just don't think they're going to be as efficient and as talented as they were last year, but they're still going to be the Seahawks though. But without further ado, guys, that's going to go ahead and wrap it up for the list. Let me guys know in the comments below where you agree and disagree here. Anyway, I'm hop out of here because thank you guys to watch on time. Appreciate y'all support. Anyway, I'm hop out of here. Appreciate y'all support. This is MarinNation.com. Peace out. Stay safe. I'll see you guys next time. Peace.